Hello, everybody, and a very good evening to the brand new session on pregnancy and postpartum nutrition right here at Parent Tribe by Super Bottoms. A mother's body undergoes a lot of changes, when we are pregnant and even post-pregnancy. And it's very important to eat the right food at the right time so as to support the baby's development and also mother's recovery. And to discuss this crucial aspect, we have a very special guest today. She's none other than Avanti Deshpande. Avanti is a highly experienced nutritionist, author, speaker, and an entrepreneur with 20 plus years of experience. She's also got a master's degree in food nutrition and has worked in all aspects, right from the food industry to teaching at colleges. And now she's rocking it as a private consultant, specializing in PCOS, diabetes, and gut health. She's got clients from all over the globe, and she also caters to clients from gym, fitness industries, catering industries, NGOs, and whatnot. Plus, she's also an author of a recipe book called Learn to Eat Smart. Avanti is an award-winning boss lady, and she has been rated as top 10 nutritionists in India by College Times. And with over 33,000 plus YouTube subscribers, Avanti has several videos on nutrition for pregnant women on her channel. I highly recommend that you follow her. If you are an expecting mom or if you are a mom to a new baby, I'm definitely following you, Avanti. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Dimple, one thing you forgot to mention in the introduction is I'm a mom to 2 children. Oh, and yes, so I think that adds on to the credibility of today's talk.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Because I feel personally, there's nobody else who can guide a new mother than a mother herself. So thank you so much, Avanti.
Yes.
And
yes.
Like I said, today's session is incredibly special because, this is a very crucial time for every mother, be it pregnancy, be it postpartum. Before we begin this session, I would like to know how many people viewing us are pregnant or are new mothers. Please let me know in the comments. If you're pregnant, just say I'm pregnant. Or if you are a new mom, just say new mom. We'd love to know how many of you guys are pregnant or if you guys are new mothers. All right. So let's start with the questions. I have a lot of questions from the tribe. Avanti, we have over 77,000 parents on the Parent Tribe community.
Lovely.
Bottoms.
Lovely.
And,
lovely.
They've always been keen to know, what is it that they should pay attention to, especially when it comes to food or when it comes to their own nutrition or their baby's nutrition when they are breastfeeding. So, Avanti, can you tell us why is nutrition so important when it comes to pregnancy?
I think nutrition is very important during pregnancy, of course, is because you are nurturing yourself and you're nurturing the fetus who's completely dependent on you. And the nature has such an arrangement, like it will nourish the fetus first and then it will take care of your body. So whatever nutrition deficits happen, it will happen to the mother and not to the child. And nature has made that arrangement. So when you are pregnant, from that time, when you move on to lactation, and then after this whole episode is over, and then when you move on to later stages of life, say post 40, if your nutrition is not right during this pregnancy time, it is going to have an implication not just at that point in time on you as well as on your child, but it is of course going to have an implication to you post 40, where you will start seeing all the deficiencies, all the problems, worries, issues. So nutrition during pregnancy for the mother is important because the fetus is dependent on her, as well as for the mother to be fit, healthy, and fine to take care of all the responsibilities that come in with motherhood.
Right. Very well said. Very truly said. I think, no, we cannot agree enough on this fact that nutrition is super important. The kind of food that you're eating is super important, especially when you're expecting or you have just delivered a new baby.
Yes.
So, Avanti, can you tell us what are some of the most important nutrients that, pregnant women need, and how can we make sure that we get enough of it?
Yeah. So, pregnancy is divided into 3 trimesters, right? Right. So you have the first trimester, the second, and the third trimester, consisting of 3 months each. So nutrient requirement changes as per the trimesters. And let me just add on to here is nutrition during pregnancy alone is not enough. What you need to start with is with a healthy weight and a healthy pregnancy, meaning like your weight before pregnancy or what is your nutritional status before you're pregnant has a lot of bearing, of how your pregnancy outcome is going to be. So if you are not fit, if you are obese, or if you have high blood pressure or diabetes or pre-diabetes before you set into pregnancy, you will see these implications, and the complications that happen due to this during the pregnancy time. And as I was saying, we divide the pregnancy into 3 trimesters. And the first trimester, that is the first 3 months, what we need to focus on is folic acid. And I think your doctor starts with the folic acid supplements, of course. And a lot of times, even when you think, now mothers are getting very smart, so when they decide, okay, like we want to start a family, they meet the gynec well in advance, say about 4 months, 6 months in advance. And I have also a lot of people, or women visiting me with their husbands. Can you just suggest a good nutrition plan for the both of us so that, we have a healthy outcome of pregnancy? I mean, I'm really feel like this is a next gen, and I'm proud of it, that you are thinking about yourself in your bodies, and it is very important. So even before pregnancy, women start taking the folic acid, and the first 3 months you don't really have to put on so much of weight, so the protein requirement almost remains the same as it is before pregnancy. Then the 4th to the 7th month, you need to focus on iron and calcium. These are 2 important nutrients, along with increasing the protein requirement. So maybe in the first trimester, you might just require about 50 to 60 grams of protein. But in the second one and the third one, you will have to take about higher protein, which is about, 75 grams of protein in the day. And of course, you have to increase the iron requirement also and calcium requirement also. So these are the nutrients which are very essential during the second and the third trimester. Of course, you also have to focus on healthy eating, home cooked food. Ghar ka khana is the best. There's no replacement for that. So this 9 months, make the most of it, so you are healthy, your baby is healthy. So avoid eating junk food, avoid eating, Chinese food during these times. This is what we generally recommend.
Hard to resist, but okay, point noted. Many women struggle with morning sickness during the first trimester of pregnancy. Are there any food or nutrients that can, help to manage these symptoms?
Yeah. So morning sickness is a typical of the first trimester or the first 3 months. And the best way to tackle it is not start with a liquid in the morning, but with starting with a dry snack, So even before you have your glass of water in the morning, you take a dry snack. Like, it's very, very simple dry snacks like khakra le lo. Yeah, have a toast or have a Mari biscuit and just have that. And then after half an hour, you can start having your water, so on and so forth. The second and the third trimester, you need not do that. But the first trimester, when you do that, a lot of acid reflux, which happens early in the morning when you get up, is really well taken care of. At the same time, acid reflux happens if you keep long gaps in your meals. So generally, you should see that, there are no long gaps and you're having small and frequent meals as far as possible. And of course, nourishing your body well and seeing that, you're taking a supplements on time, sleeping well on time, having a very light exercise. These things are going to add on to your benefit, along with this dry snack in the morning.
Thank you so much. Now, weight gain is also a very common concern that, a lot of pregnant women face. Like, for example, I keep checking my weight like literally every day. So, how much weight should women expect to gain, and what are the healthy ways to manage it? Like, how much is too much? And does a mother need to eat for 2 people when they're pregnant?
Yeah, I think this is a classic question. And, thanks for asking this, Dimple, because a lot of mothers also face this. Like, ghar se bolte rehte hain, now you have to eat for 2 people. But that's not the scenario. That's not the scenario. So, the thing is, for the first 3 months, you just have to, as I was saying, like, you don't really have to put on a lot of weight during the first 3 months because, the fetus is just developing and your body is just getting used to that pregnancy. So you need not put on any weight in the first 3 months. In the total 9 months, we expect about 10 to 12 kgs of weight gain. The first mothers generally put on a little more because what is happening inside our bodies are prepping itself so that, you know, the fat percentage keeps on increasing so that, you know, you can take care, the pelvic region increases. There is more fat in the bust area. These all arrangements are made so that the fetus is well nourished. Even during delivery, it helps a lot. And also during the breastfeeding time. That's why the body is making its own arrangement. But all said and done, you can very well manage your diet in such a way that, you know, in this whole term of pregnancy, you should be putting about 10 to 12 kgs of weight, not more than that. And most of the weight gain happens 4th month onwards up to the 9th month. So this is what you should aim at.
Right. Got it. Makes sense. And any tips to manage pregnancy diabetes or high blood pressure with the help of, you know, nutrition?
Yes. So, you know, in fact, Dimple, there's a very good video which I have made on YouTube, and I would recommend everybody to just watch that. One latest one which I have released is on hypertension and how to manage it during pregnancy. And I think 2 weeks back, I had released a video on diabetes and how to manage that during pregnancy. So as I was saying, when you are going to take care of your health, right in the beginning, have an ideal body weight. You know, I'm not saying like you have the best of figure when you're getting into pregnancy, but if you're obese, if you're overweight, then is your chance, you know, to lose that weight and then get into pregnancy, rather than, you know, getting into pregnancy and then the doctor telling you now you have to lose weight, now you cannot put on weight because you might have a sugar problem. So that is something which is a crisis management, right? And you don't want to do that crisis management. It's very tough on the woman because she might just feel too hungry. Secondly, it's very difficult for her to stop eating sugar in a lot of cases where that craving sets in. And everything put together, if you have to follow diet in the best phase of your life, I mean, that's not fun, right? So in order to avoid that, we recommend you should be following a good exercise and trying to maintain your ideal body weight. Now, even if that happens, that even if you start getting high blood pressure, it could happen because heredity is also one more reason why, you know, you could have a high blood pressure during pregnancy. A lot of times pregnancy, high blood pressure happens only during pregnancy, and once you deliver, it just comes back to normal. This is, we have seen in a lot of cases. So in order to manage high blood pressure, you see that the salt intake is a lot limited. You have to also see that you are definitely eating more of wholesome home cooked food where the fiber content is going to be higher. Have small and frequent meals. When I say low salt, you know, I'm saying not only salt added to your vegetables while making it, but even avoiding foods like sauces, ketchup, fries, burgers, which are, you know, automatically having hidden salts which you do not realize. Right. The Lay's chips are having a very high salt content, and one packet is going to be such high in salt that it's going to almost complete your day's requirement. That one packet, we don't want that. So in order to help you with that, you see that you're eating more of home cooked meal, you're eating more of fiber, that is fruits and vegetables in the diet, higher on the protein side, and slightly you go lower on the carbohydrate side. Same thing happens with diabetes management also. You need to see that the fiber is high, the protein is on the higher side. Eat only complex carbs. What are complex carbs? Coming from, you know, your chapati, oats, rice, that millets, and not directly coming from sugar or sugar foods. Like, don't have fruit juices. Instead of that, have whole fruits. Do not have, you know, packet foods. That is again going to be sweet. Do not have something which is going to increase direct sugar. And a lot of time women come to us to lose weight or, you know, to manage diabetes during the pregnancy because the doctor has to recommend that. And we have been able to do that pretty well. So this is how you will manage your diabetes and hypertension. Do not get stressed about it. It can be very well managed and well taken care of.
So this is one question that actually a lot of people had asked on our community, especially on diabetes and stuff like that. So I hope all you guys, your queries are answered there. I will just take a minute here and just go through the questions that people have asked. So Jhansi has asked, do you recommend working women to work till the last trimester? And how about the stress and its effects on baby?
Okay, so a working woman can work right up to her 9th month, no problem, because, you know, pregnancy is something which is a natural process. And the more active you are, the better it is in having a very natural delivery. And coming back into shape post-delivery becomes much more easier. So be active as much as you can. You can keep on working right up to the end. But of course, if your work is really so stressful that it is adding that extra stress, then you need to really rethink as to, can you just, nowadays there are options of working from home. There are options like you go 2 times into office and, 3 times, 4 times you work from home. And just see that, you are either having tiffins carried from home, or then make arrangements in such a way that, you are getting that wholesome meals around the office also. That is also a possibility. So you can work, of course, right up to the end, but just see that you're a little mindful and, following the timings when you are expecting and working. Very important.
Right, makes sense. Thank you. Then there's another question. Does gestational diabetes affect the milk supply, and will there be chances of getting diabetes at a later time if you have GD?
Yeah, so if you have gestational diabetes, the milk production is not going to get affected in any which ways. So you need not worry about that at all. Now, whether it is going to continue to happen later on, it all depends upon how well you're managing your diabetes during the pregnancy, whether it's a hereditary condition due to which you had this diabetes, and how well you are, following your diet during pregnancy and post-pregnancy, during the lactation time, getting back to your routine, getting back to workouts. That will determine, whether your diabetes will continue to be there or whether it will just be pregnancy induced and it will go up. So it can be very well managed through your diet and exercise.
Right. So I hope, Jhansi, that has answered your question. In addition to that, I would really recommend people to approach specialists. There are specialists everywhere these days, be it fitness, be it, diabetes during pregnancy, after pregnancy. You can definitely approach a nutritionist or somebody who expertises in this field and get the right kind of guidance, because that is something very important.
Yes, well said. Well said. The thing is, get an advice from somebody who is qualified. Be sure whom you're going to, because see, general weight loss के लिए तो आप किसी के पास भी जा सकते हो. But this is something very specific, right? You're taking care of your health as well as your baby's health. So see that you're going to a qualified person whenever you decide to go. Very important.
True. After giving birth, what are some key nutrients that new mothers should focus on to promote healing of their body and to promote breastfeeding?
Yeah. So, so these are two separate things. I will just talk one after the other. For the healing of the body, it is very important that you again focus on proteins after the delivery. क्या होता है? Mothers really pay good attention to all the nutrition during the 9 months. And then after that, they feel it's done. And, now we should not be taking care of ourselves so much. Rather, you get very tired and fatigued also, managing, balancing this act, managing the baby, breastfeeding, not sleeping well. But nourishment post-pregnancy is more important than during pregnancy, okay? That's very, very important. In fact, if you are going to feed yourself well, the milk output is going to be awesome. And you really don't have to depend upon any supplements, external supplements till 6 months. You can have exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. So the nutrients that are important for carrying this out is, of course, having good proteins in the diet. Increasing the fluids in the diet also makes a lot of difference in the milk output. And breastfeeding is such a thing that it is a demand feed. So the more you feed, the more you regularize your pattern. When so the more you keep on feeding, the better is going to be the milk production. It is as simple as that. So the suckling action of the infant is something that is going to stimulate the milk production. And for also stimulating the milk production, we insist on something which is known as galactogogues. Okay, so what are galactogogues? These are foods which increase the milk production. And I think our age-old grandmothers and all already knew about this. So automatically, once you deliver the baby, you will see that there will be a fleet of women in your house coming and giving you laddus, coming and giving you this shatavari. Apart from that, so laddus made out of ghee laddus are excellent for your healing, especially the back healing. Your back experiences a lot of stress during pregnancy and otherwise. So to heal it, ghee added to the laddus is very essential. Apart from that, garlic is an excellent galactogogue, which you can start adding a little later, not initially, because it might just give that flavor to the milk. So start adding it a little later. Apart from that, actually having milk will increase the milk production. And if you all are aware of something which is known as halim. Halim is a sort of seeds which we make laddus out of and give it to after pregnancy, give it to the woman after pregnancy, and they also increase the milk production. So see that you're increasing the galactogogues, the fluids in the diet, they are going to help you to have a better milk production, and demand feed, that's the best.
So in the meantime, guys, I would like to know in the comments if you are a new mother or if you are expecting a baby. I'll come to the question. So Parmita is asking, what is Shatavari?
Yeah. So Shatavari is just a minute. It's licorice, I think so. And you get it in an Ayurvedic shop, or you could get it in any nowadays medical shops also. So you could ask for Shatavari, and I think you can just look up for the name. I think it's licorice, but I'm not very sure. If you can just check the name. Shatavari is the Indian or the Ayurvedic name for it. Shatavari.
And if I'm not wrong, is it a supplement to boost your milk supply?
Yes, it is a supplement, and a lot of times mothers start having it in the 7th month onwards only with milk, So you're prepping your body. Yeah. So you're prepping your body to have a better milk production post-delivery. So, in fact, on my YouTube channel, I have also made a recipe for homemade protein powder, which is having almonds, walnuts, and everything into it. You can make that also and add that to milk. And with that, you can add Shatavari. And we ask a lot of women to add this and start it from 7th month onwards.
So Kausalya is asking, she had high BP during her 2nd trimester, and after her baby's birth, it was normal, but then it started to shoot again. Now it keeps fluctuating. I think this is a medical query, but
yeah.
Is there anything that she can, eat to control the pressure?
I think first thing is, I don't know what her weight is because I am not aware of that complete information. So if she has not lost the pregnancy weight, or if she is obese at this point in time, then of course the high blood pressure will shoot in again. Secondly, if there is a lot of stress also, there could be a reason. And third could be the eating habits and not exercising. So these 4 things could be the reason. If it is any of these reasons, you can just work on it, and then I think your blood pressure will come back to normal.
Okay. Thank you so much. Can you suggest what a pregnant woman should eat to ensure baby weight increases well?
Yeah. So first of all, you are supposed to eat, like, as I said, you focus on the calorie and the nutrition trimester wise. So the first trimester is you just have to take about, say, 60 grams of protein. And in the second, it's about 75 grams of protein. And apart from that, you keep on having small and frequent meals. So generally, we recommend somewhere up to 5 to 7 meals in the day for a pregnant woman. Now, every time when you go for checkups, your weight is checked by the doctor. And I think in the sonographies that are done or the ultrasounds that are done, the weight of the baby is also checked over there. So there itself, you get to know whether, the weight that is you are putting on, is it of the fetus or is it your own weight? Sometimes it so happens, that the woman keeps on putting on weight, but the infant is not putting on any weight. And I had cases like that, So the doctor sent the patient to us saying like, the baby is not gaining weight, but I am only gaining weight. Now, what do I do about it? So we work on those cases also. But at such times, what you do is then you see that, the lady is well rested. The protein, we vamp it up even more. And we see that there is a good kind of a mental stability. So what happens is, when a lot of times you're stressed also, your fetus will not put on so much of weight.
So Swati is asking, many elders tell to drink milk with ghee in the last month to have a smooth labor and delivery. Is it a myth or is it a fact that?
So I don't know about a smooth delivery, but it is definitely going to give you smooth motions. So you can continue doing that. It's a good habit. No problem at all. And if it is going to help in smooth labor, nothing like it.
Then I love to smell soap and dishwashing gel during my 2nd pregnancy. What is the reason? I still don't know. I think somebody's just curious.
Okay. So this is something which we call as, some women feel like eating chalk. So this is something which we call as pica. And this is very common during pregnancies. I think you can seek help of your doctor. A nutritionist might not be able to help you with that, but a doctor might be able to help you with that. But if you just feel like smelling, it's okay as long as you don't feel like eating it.
No,
so I think that's well
feels like eating, then you need to show a doctor.
Then you need to see a doctor. Sometimes it also happens because of calcium deficiency. So, I hope you're taking your medications well.
Then there's another question. One of my friends said, he has already answered it, but the baby is not putting on weight. What could be the reasons? It's something that maybe they need to check, because maybe they're eating a lot, but they're not eating right.
Yeah, so that, yeah, maybe they're not resting well. Maybe they're overactive. So even if they're eating, it's getting utilized and burnt out completely. So you need to see that you're getting a 7 to 8 hours and often 10 hours of sleep during the last few months of pregnancy. It's very important that you rest it out. So exercise, eat well, and rest. These are the 3 strategies which I would always recommend for all pregnant women. It's very important. We are like, we want to do so many things at one point in time, but during pregnancy, you need to slow down a little bit. Very important. Very, very important.
I think I needed to hear that too.
Yes. You need that, and see, this time won't come back again, so make the most out of it. Enjoy it. Have a good time. Listen to good music. Listening to even good music, it's a therapy. So, that also helps in management of hypertension.
Right. And Avanti, somebody's feeling super tired, throughout the day, in spite of eating well, in spite of having a high protein diet. So if somebody's feeling very sleepy or tired or hungry all the time, is there something that we are missing out on in terms of diet?
Yeah. So, 2 separate things. If you're constantly feeling hungry, meaning you're not having enough of calories, that, there's no balanced diet. Probably you are having more of rotis and chawal in the diet, and the protein portion is on the lesser side. So you just need to analyze that and see that you are adding a protein portion in every meal. So from your breakfast to lunch, snacks and dinner, all 4 meals have to have protein, especially during pregnancy. And the second thing, what you asked about feeling tired in the day, is not just because of protein deficiency, it is because of B12, D3, and iron deficiency. So you need to just get yourself checked. If you're extremely feeling extremely tired a lot of times, please get these things checked. A lot of time, most of the gynaes do suggest, but if the gynae is not suggested, do it by yourself. Get the blood work done by yourself, the B12 and the D3. Very crucial.
Okay, so eat a high protein diet and check your blood.
Check your B12 and D3, and exposure to sunlight, of course, needless to say.
Okay, so Usha is asking when to start using casein in milk during pregnancy. I started by 8 months because elders had advice. So does adding casein have no problem?
No problem. Enjoy.
And
you can have ghee, casein, and milk. That induces good sleep also.
Okay.
And see, just there are 1 or 2 strands of casein. Okay, you can't put more. It just has to be 1 or 2 strands, especially in the summer season. No, because casein does induce heat. So just keep it a little low, maybe 1 strand or 2 strands at the most.
Okay, got it, noted. Elders asked me to drink warm water with butter and castor oil, egg omelette also. Is that true? Does it help to ease delivery?
No, nothing like that. No. I think all these things are working towards, lubrication. So lubrication is anyway a plus point when you're talking about even bowel movements or, even with delivery. So yes, these are all lubricants, ghee, castor oil. They are going to be lubricating agents and in fact help you with better bowel movements also.
And is it okay to consume whey protein throughout all the 3 trimesters and even after the baby is born when you're breastfeeding, if you're not able to meet your protein requirements?
See, more than whey protein, yes, see, if you're used to consuming a whey protein before your pregnancy and if you're exercising and all, yes, I would recommend having a whey protein. But apart from that, nowadays, Mama Protein X is one such powder, which, they have whole milk or skim milk powder added to it. It's not whey protein. So that's much better with it because it has got other nutrients also added to it. So that is what I would recommend before you decide to take whey protein. Whey protein हर किसी को सूट नहीं करता है. Sometimes it causes a lot of distension and gases, and those things also happen during pregnancy. So if you're used to having it, consume it. If not, you can just move into whole milk powder options or make this protein powder at home. That's also excellent.
Got it. Is the nutrition requirement different for C-section delivery and different for a normal delivery mother?
Yeah, so during C-section, see now what happens during normal delivery, there's a lot of pushing that you're doing. And that's why, there's a lot of pressure that you're putting on your back. Now, even if it's a C-section, you are going to get that injection, anesthetic injection. And that's why also your back could get weak. So both the cases, you need to work on making your back stronger. So as I was again saying, having good iron, good calcium, good protein in the diet, include gold in the diet in the form of your laddus, that is going to strengthen your back. And I'll tell you one thing, if you don't strengthen your back in the first year post-delivery, it is going to pile on and you'll start seeing the implications of it 40 years onwards, where, your back starts hurting. You suddenly don't understand why, your back is weak. And generally back is weak because of this reason. So we need to really make it stronger. So this is what you could definitely do, that is going to help you.
Got it. Makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any warning signs that, a mother is not getting adequate nutrition, and when should she seek medical advice?
So if the weight gain is not happening as per the doctor's advice, and the ultrasound that you're doing does not show the fetal growth as per it is required, as well as your blood work has certain red signals, that's the time you should understand your nutrition is falling short somewhere, and it's time that you need to keep on doing intervention by an expert. Important, very important.
Right. Is it okay to be on a diet while breastfeeding? Baby is 20 months old.
Yeah, go ahead. Diet meaning kaise? Diet meaning I'm not asking you to, skip meals, or you can eat home cooked normal food, remove junk food completely, exercise every day. You will nourish your body, and this is a plus point. If you're breastfeeding, you're going to lose weight faster. I mean, if that is something you should be looking forward to. One more reason why you should be breastfeeding exclusively for 6 months is you will come back to your weight, which was pre-pregnancy, much faster if you're breastfeeding, because all the nourishment, the extra fat and all is going to your baby. So you see your baby also getting healthier, and you are also moving towards the thinner side. But of course, you can start light exercise immediately after 21 days, no problem at all.
That helps.
You can. For both, okay? C-section as well as normal, for both.
Okay, great. It's okay to not gain weight in pregnancy because due to gestational diabetes, I was losing weight. Finally, I had gained only 4 kgs, whereas the baby's birth weight was 3 kgs. This is a question by Padma.
Perfect. No problem at all. No problem. In fact, it's a plus situation for you. Don't worry. If your baby is healthy and if you have the gestational diabetes is normal after delivery, everything is good. Good to go.
Finally, what advice would you give new mothers who are struggling to balance the demands of motherhood with healthy eating habits?
So make nutrition as a part of your day-to-day life. Don't go in for really fancy ingredients and fancy recipes or fancy diets as such, especially for the first 3 years till you are really going to be occupied with your child. So food should be nourishing you, very, very important. Otherwise, you start getting cranky. You start offloading your anger on the child who is just not able to understand what's happening. That's why you can come back to your normal weight. Just see that you are nourishing yourself well and eating well and losing weight, rather than following any fat diet, having a lot of deficiencies which keep on adding on later on in life. So be well nourished and enjoy as much as you want. The pregnancy is the time which never really comes back, so make the most of it.
Right, for sure. Thank you so much, Avanti, for answering all our concerns and in so much detail. Being an expecting mother myself, this session has been incredibly helpful and insightful to me, and I've understood a lot of things that I should be doing during this period. So tribers, I hope that this session was helpful to you all. Let us know in the comments how helpful it was and how did you find the session. Also, let us know what topics you would like us to cover in the next session. We've tried to answer whatever possible questions we could. There are a few medical queries which we've not answered, but apart from that, I think we've answered everything. Avanti, anything to conclude from you?
I think I would like to congratulate you on this amazing community that you have started. I think hats off, because moms need to connect. We feel lost. because घर से एक बोलते हैं, you know, we want to do a particular thing, and then this is a very good platform where people are able to connect. And as I was saying, like, enjoy your pregnancy, enjoy your motherhood. It's the best of, you know, best moments of your life. And yes, you have to maintain your weight, you have to be lean and thin, but be in that framework where you're well nourished, as I was telling you, and take care of yourself and your baby.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So tribers, do note,
Pleasure.
be happy, stay healthy, and enjoy this period. Thank you so much,
Yes.
and we'll see you
Yes.
soon. Bye.
Bye bye.